Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pair of Dinks podcast.
Hello.
I am Jake.
Chantel over here.
And we are your Pair of Dinks.
Yeah.
To all three of our listeners. We gained one, didn't we?
I don't know. I don't handle anything. I just talk.
No, who was it? Someone this weekend said that they were listening to us. And it made me feel good because I'm like, oh my gosh, more than our moms are listening.
I'm not sure.
Oh, Kalina. She wasn't listening regularly, but she said she's listened.
Oh, yeah. I know Kalina listens. Marie listens, or has. And our moms.
I think our
moms are dedicated.
Yeah. They hit like every episode.
But I'm not sure about everybody else. And that's okay.
Yeah. And if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. We
Thanks
love
for
you.
joining.
We thank you for being here.
Yeah. We hope we can entertain.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to do a good job entertaining because we had a pretty busy, eventful, and entertaining weekend we get to share with everybody.
Yep. It was our first trip back to BC since we moved here end of March. Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah. We took possession of our home in Calgary in April 1, and we've been here ever since.
Yeah, so the reason we were going back was for my grandparents' 65th anniversary party.
It's Memere Pepere.
Memere Pepere, that's my grandma, my grandpa in French.
I was given shit by the family for not saying Memere Pepere.
Yeah, you can't put grandma and grandpa. It doesn't matter if whoever doesn't know. That's who they are, Memere Pepere.
Mm-hmm. And I promptly changed it.
Yes.
Oh, right. That's who they are. That's who I'm calling them.
Yeah. So first we looked into flights to fly like a little while ago, but they were just so expensive, and it was going to be more cost effective just to drive.
Mm-hmm.
Little did we know that gas sucks ass in BC. Should have guessed, should have been prepared.
But I would still say, and not only by like flights too expensive, do we mean just the flight? It's also, okay, well, if we had to take transit or rent a car or pay for Ubers because you don't have a vehicle to get yourself way out to Langley, which is where the event was happening, and you could only fly into Vancouver or Abbotsford, which are cities next to Langley. So we would have needed a vehicle or to arrange someone to pick us up or something, but that wasn't working easily.
We wanted to be able to, get where we were going on our own instead of relying on anybody else. And it worked out much better because we were able to throw in some more visits there and also get my brother back home because he flew down from Vernon.
Yeah, saved him some money.
Yeah.
I love it. So when did we start? We headed out on the Thursday.
Yeah, so I worked the morning. I worked the morning, and then I was able to get off or finish my job pretty early. So we left the house around 12:30 in the afternoon and just hit the road.
Yeah.
Our first destination was Kamloops, although we could have made it all the way to Langley. No one was expecting us until Friday, so we stopped in Kamloops where my brother and his family live. And we stayed there for the night. So the trip was a lot shorter driving over there than I thought.
It sort of felt like all of a sudden we were in Kamloops.
Yeah, getting across the province to the next province was quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were flying over there.
We got there for about 7, sometime after 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about a 6 to 7 hour drive, even though that flew by on the way.
We didn't really stop.
Mm-mm. Well, we stopped and picked up some drinks, and then we had some fancy whiskey because we were talking about whiskey with your brother.
Okay, you're jumping ahead again.
From what?
Jumping ahead. So we got there and we visited for a bit, and we didn't plan to really drink or anything, but my brother had this $400 bottle of Blue Label Johnny Walker?
Mm-hmm.
Blue
Johnny
Label.
Walker.
And I was like, getting really into whiskey lately, so we had to try it. And then when everybody went to bed, Jake and I went and laid out on the lawn and just looking at the sky, looking for the stars, before we slept in the trailer that they had out there.
Mm-hmm. And then I woke up a wreck.
Yeah. 7 a.m. the next day, and Jake is not having it.
And like, we didn't drink much, I'll say that, but we had just, I guess, a weird combo that my body did not like.
Yeah.
Because it was just, it was pukey. It was no energy. It was like shallow breathing. You know that shallow breathing kind of hangover you get where no matter how full you fill your lungs, you feel like you haven't got enough oxygen. Like you're that exhausted. I'm hoping people out there might know what I mean. If you don't, I'm glad you've never been there.
Yeah, well, I was up at 7 o'clock. It was so hot, and this guy starts yakking outside and then goes back to bed, and I'm like, I can't sleep any longer. So I let him rest for a bit, go inside and hang out with my brother. And then, you know, come and check on him every once in a while. And he's like, I need to sleep a little longer.
I could have slept all day, I swear to God.
So 10:30, and I'm like, dude, we gotta go because we still have a 4-hour drive down to Langley.
Yeah.
And I'm driving. Good thing.
And
I had
I was
already planned to
trying.
drive.
And I was trying to just get well enough to be a good passenger.
Did it work?
No. No. I was a horrible passenger.
Yeah. We got packed up. We got in the car. Thank God I had a garbage bag in the car, empty garbage bag, because someone didn't feel good.
Yeah.
The whole ride down.
I tried so hard. We made it like down to Tim Hortons and then maybe, 10 minutes outside of Kamloops. And all of a sudden I needed that garbage bag.
You know, it really
and
doesn't
I
help.
was pouring the contents of my stomach into that bag.
It really doesn't
which
help driving.
Was not
Going
much.
for a ride.
Yeah, no, I don't think that did. I was trying so hard mentally to just not think about it.
I know you looked rough. I felt so bad. But I'm also like, well, that's your fault.
Totally is. I'll 100%
I
own
was
it.
just grateful that I was doing good.
Me too. Because otherwise we would have got there so late and we would both be in terrible shape.
Yeah. But we made it.
We
made
did.
It, around...
I slept most of the ride. Like, it was kind of like wake up, feel good for 20 minutes, puke, sleep again. And you said there was a ton of construction going on.
Oh, yeah, there was a ton of construction. There's construction all across Canada, I swear. So that was just annoying. But still, actually, it was about 3.5 hours because Kamloops is closer, even with the traffic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was still pretty smooth, just annoying, you know, when you want to get to your destination.
Well, and people don't know how to merge well either, which makes it doubly frustrating when you get to those. Because it could be such a simple process to get through construction, but for some reason people make it
Honestly,
difficult.
it says move over.
Yeah.
And it gives
over.
you plenty of notice for that. And yet, everybody waits till last minute. Or they get mad if you start moving over and you're like, so that you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking dumb.
Yeah. It's the jockeying. Everyone trying to be one step ahead of the other person, which just leads to everybody feeling pissed off and behind.
Yeah, you're all going to be bottlenecked anyway, so shut the fuck up. Just go.
I think it's a metaphor for life in there. Calm down. Enjoy where you're at.
Yeah.
Have an ice cream. Have a hot dog. Whatever.
But while you were in and out of sleep and in and out of that garbage bag puking, I was singing along to Disney songs.
Ooh.
Making sure we made it there safely. And we did.
We did.
Sometime in the afternoon, and sent Jake straight to bed.
I took a fat nap.
He needed a nap. And then I was visiting because my parents were there already, and this is at my aunt's house, and some of the other folks, and we were preparing for the party the next day, so we were blowing up balloons and hanging shit.
Mm-hmm. And then when I woke up, I got feeling better. Had to run out to Steve's Poke to get some food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were doing way better.
I was like 100% rebound.
Yeah, so you and Colton, my little brother, went off to get some food.
Yeah, which was not only food for that day, but then some snacks for the next day, and the beer pong cups, and some ping pong balls, and
Booze.
all the things. Yep, some booze, bottle of whiskey.
More booze. Oh, yeah.
Which
like
we
you
are
needed
currently enjoying because there was so much booze we didn't need it.
Yeah. Cheers.
Salud. Yeah. So that was pretty much Friday.
Chill Friday because, we knew we had things to do the next day.
But it felt good to get in early. Oh, and we had to set up our tent because we were camping outside in the backyard.
Yeah. So
it
was our first weekend kind of camping together, even though it was in the backyard, which is totally fine. But it was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. Well, your mom gave us that tent, which was
yeah. So
awesome.
Now we have a tent.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
So totally appreciate that.
We love it. We love it. And we love that air mattress, even though it gave us trouble the first night. We figured it out. We still love it. Yeah, so then what was Saturday? Saturday was the party.
Yes.
And I must say, as an outsider to the Carriere family, these kinds of parties were built up like big shindigs. And they did not disappoint. It was a big party.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And it was everything everyone ever talked about to me. It was so good. I loved that.
Yeah, and I mean, that was even a bit mild, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because, that was just... some Saskatchewan family came over, which was awesome. But it was more like Memere and Pepere's kids, and then the grandkids, and then great-grandkids. Instead of other parties, a lot we've had in the past have been, extended families. I don't know what I would even call them, but Memere and Pepere's siblings, and then so on and so forth. Like, our family is huge.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great turnout. I think like 60-something people. Is that what somebody said? I couldn't even tell you.
No idea, but we had 16 SUI teams, which is a team of 2 people. So we had at least 32 people playing in a tournament, and there were still like another, at least 20 watching. So I'm sure it was 50 to 60.
The kids. So I know that there were 11 great-grandchildren.
Oh, yeah. So, well over 60 then.
Yeah.
Easy. Big party. Lots of fun, though.
Yeah, and it was so hot out. It was perfect day for a sewer tournament. Now, if you don't know what that means, that sounds disgusting, right? So, SUI, and I'm pretty sure somebody else knows this game and called it something different, but it's 2 boxes, and each box has a pipe in the middle, and you put them, I don't know how much of a distance, do you remember? How far
I want
apart
to say it's somewhere around 20 to 30 feet.
Okay, so around that for the distance for each boxes, and you throw washers and earn points.
Big washers.
Washers that'll fit in the center pipe.
These are washers that weigh like 1 to 2 pounds, and they're about...
Really?
Yeah. Easily.
Okay, if you think so. You probably know better than me.
Easily. And, yeah, and probably like a 4-inch diameter or something. So you're throwing them into like a 4 to 5 inch sewer pipe, and the box itself is like 1 foot by 1 foot square with, I think they said 5-inch, 6-inch tall.
I don't know.
Maybe not 6. Anyhow, it's a great challenge. It's really difficult.
It is. It takes practice for sure. And you can cancel each other's points out. And if you get it in the hole, if you get it in the sewer hole, we call it, you have to yell "Suey," but you have to be like "Suey," or it doesn't count. And although my uncle and I got kicked out pretty quick because we were sucking it up, I got 3 sueys.
You got 3 that day?
Yeah, I got one. Uncle Nap and I got 1 back-to-back in our first game. We only played 2 games. And in the second game, I got 2.
That was against me and your other uncle, Guy.
Yeah.
That was the first game was Chantel and I against each other with 2 of Chantel's uncles.
Which sucks to start. However, if one of us could continue in the game, we'd both be making money.
Exactly. Oh, I should say, too, all the teams are random chosen.
Yes.
So, we didn't choose to be not on each other's
pulled
teams.
From the hat.
It's all pulled from a hat so that it's, quote, fair.
Yeah, and we do play with money. Like, there's a buy-in. So
oh, yeah, right. $5 each. So, there's a cash prize. So, you got a good incentive to play and do good.
Yeah.
Which was really fun.
Should have practiced like everybody else was doing beforehand, but
I did practice a little bit. We just don't have we don't have the proper regulation space in our backyard, so I was throwing short.
Yeah, we got to go up to to the
I
park
gotta-
or something.
Yeah, take it
But
down to the park.
But you were with Uncle Guy, and you were doing really good after a while there. So you
We
guys
got to the
pretty far.
semifinals.
Yeah, 4th place, you said?
Somewhere in there. We
That's
were in the
pretty
top
good.
4 teams.
And actually, so it ended up being Joseph, my brother, and my cousin Crystal who won. And Crystal's pregnant right now, so
It almost makes it more shameful to lose.
no. Yeah, and Joseph's way better than I keep forgetting how good he is because this isn't the first time
He was draining
won.
them. Yeah, I don't think we played them.
No,
Nope.
I never did.
No, sorry, we did, and we lost. That was our first loss. Yeah,
Yeah, because we lost.
and I was on Joseph's side too.
Oh, really?
So we're standing there. He was nice though. He was encouraging me the whole time. He's like,
Oh,
"Hey, there
well,
you go,
Joseph's
good
nice.
thought, good
Yeah.
throw, good toss." But then he's like draining him left and right.
Well, that's probably why he's also being nice too. Like,
Exactly. Like, I don't have
don't
to trash
stand a
talk.
chance.
Exactly. It's like I don't need to trash talk this guy. Trash talk this guy. Wow.
Yeah.
English.
So that goes on for a while because you're going through 16 teams and
Mm-hmm. Well, because I think we started at somewhere like 1 or 2 p.m. and it wasn't done till like 5
because
or something.
people took so long to get there. So it was
Yeah.
like 2:30 maybe that we started.
Yeah, but it went on. I mean, for like 3 hours or so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That was good.
it's a great party game.
It's so fun.
And that fills up a lot of time and everybody just enjoys themselves. So
Your family's the first. I never knew it until I knew you and your family.
yeah. Well,
And I
maybe we
love
need
that
to
game now.
bring the box down when we go to Spokane.
Yeah. They might have regulation distance on their front yard.
Don't they
My
have a
parents live in
backyard?
Spokane, for those who don't know.
Do they have a backyard?
It's a bit of a hill. And I don't know.
Well, we can bring it too and just see.
We'll bring it.
So while that's going on, and I've been kicked out, Jake's still working on it. I was making my rounds. I was trying not to drink too much because I knew I had to drive the next day as well.
Well, and you took a bunch of photos, too. You grabbed
and
the
this
camera.
is where I was going to.
Oh,
so,
sorry.
So I went to, I was hanging out with Monica, a family friend that, sorry. Sorry.
We love Monica.
Sorry. Yeah. And her and I went off to smoke a little weed. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get stoned. And I got really stoned and I sat down and we were trying to chit chat. And I'm like, I need to get up and take photos because I saw a bunch of things that were just hysterical to me. So I was like, okay, let's walk around. But I was also paranoid at first because I was like, I don't want to get. And then I'm like, that's stupid. I'm just all this shit going on in my head. And I'm like, just pick up the camera, walk around. It's all good. Nobody cares. That's.
People love it. I find, too, especially when people have like a drink or two in them. Like, they're not drunk, but they're a little loose. They're a little lively. You bring the camera out, they start hamming it up. People love the camera when they drink a little.
Oh yeah, yeah. So and there's like tons of kids around. So trying to get some of them in there, and well, the photographer was busy trying to win, so I'd be like, it's me then. It's all on me.
You're a photographer too.
Yeah, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know. You were the professional. I just am the hobbyist. But anyways,
You're still a photographer.
a bunch of them turned out actually really, really good. I'm pretty impressed with myself. So, and what else happened? What else was happening?
Well, after that, then Colton organized a beer pong tourney once the Suey tourney was over. So
Yeah.
then there's a new tournament to jump in on.
But first we ate dinner.
Oh, yeah.
We had a barbecue, a bunch of salads, ate dinner.
Hamburgers, hot dogs,
Hamburgers, hot dogs, smokies, salads.
Mac Daddy salad.
Yeah, Mac Daddy
Oh,
salad.
what was a Japanese salad? I really liked it.
I don't know. I'll have to ask, but it's
Whoever brought that, it was delicious.
yeah. I'm not sure.
I really
think
love
makes
that. It was good. Had like the ramen in there with some mushroom and like cabbage and I think maybe shredded carrot
Yeah, it was a nice
or julienne
interesting
carrot.
kind of salad.
I liked it.
So we ate, and then after we all. Oh, okay. While we were eating, I was sitting over with my nieces, Raven and Remy, and I clean houses, so I have learned how to make towel animals. Only like 4, But I don't know how I even started. Oh, I think I was just like, here, let me show you what I can do. And I tried to do it with a napkin, which is so hard. But I made a rose out of a napkin, and she really liked it. It wouldn't stay, but she really liked it. And she's like, "What? Do more, do more." So I showed her all the ones that I knew how to do, but they wouldn't stay together, of course. She's like, "I'll just tape them when I get home." I ended up throwing them all out because she left them on the table, but it was just napkins.
Yeah.
But that was fun. That was cute. I was like, I can bring something to the kids' table now because I didn't, I normally avoid the kids' table.
Yeah, you were like Auntie of the Year with that one.
I know. I know. This makes up for all of my absences. This makes up for not calling you on your birthdays. You'll remember me now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and we were playing drums and Kamloops together the night before, so we had a couple days with your nieces there.
Playing drums?
Yeah, and the drums that Raven made. The little hand drums.
The shaky, the tambourine, the shakes.
Yeah.
They weren't
Sorry,
drums.
I was calling them drums.
Raven took 2 paper plates, put lentils in the center, and glued those together. So they're like she was calling them a maracan, I think.
Right.
It's just a shaky shake thing.
Yeah.
But, okay, so that happened and while we were eating. And then we took group photos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because family wanted group shots. And that's why Jake brought his fancy camera and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the one that took those.
Yeah, but big thanks to Megan and Kiana for organizing everybody and helping to put everyone in their place in front of the camera.
Yeah, I was coloring. I was coloring at the time. So.
Well, for me, I love doing those group shots, but I don't always know all of the people or whose names to call when you're trying to get everyone in the place and what's
Families.
in it. So it's always nice having people help organize it who are like loud and strong-willed and willing to jump in and say, hey, we need to make this photo happen.
I feel funny, though. I thought about it after that we should have gotten individual family photos. Like group family photos.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Immediate family photos. Yeah, I think that. But that's all good. Like, we got a lot of really good ones. So
everybody together.
They look really funny.
Stoked with those. I loved editing them. The big family group shot that we got. I came up when talked to you in the bathtub about it. Yeah. Because I loved it so much.
He's like, I love this photo. I'm like, what are you talking about? What photo are you talking about? Are you going to show me something?
But it's so good. I think it's the first time that I've done a big family group shot. It's not my family, but it's people that I know, or it's at least a lot of people that I know on a pretty decent level personally, as individuals. And then when I put them all together in a group and I see the way that they've posed themselves and the things they're doing, it just seemed like everybody brought their true personality out in that photograph. And that's what I loved about it. Like, even your mom sort of peeking out from behind your dad.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody's
seen
them
yet.
I'm calling you out here.
Yeah.
But and I loved it, though, because I know how much she doesn't love her picture being taken, but she was also willing to be at least partially seen. It's like, okay, I'll be here, I'll be part of it, but I'm going to do it in my way, on my terms. And then Colton always being ridiculous. So this is Chantel's younger brother, Colton.
Make a straight face.
Yeah, he was just being goofy in every photo, and he's got that long hair, and he'd pull it in funny directions or put it up in a bun, or he had that funny hat that he's put. He just always was doing something different in each shot that's a little bit goofy and out there. And even Joseph putting the little antlers behind, or not antlers, but the rabbit ears behind your Uncle Al. And
somebody said something funny too. So the one that you chose is just me with my head back, laughing out loud. But I can't remember what it was.
I don't know either. But I love seeing that too, because that's how I know you.
And Megan was laughing at that one too.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was, but
I don't know. You find life so funny, so that's how I always think of you.
You were in that one because that was the family.
I was honored. That felt.
Oh yeah.
I felt really good.
So I don't know who took that photo.
Asked to be in that. I put that one on the timer when it was the big group.
Oh, you did.
Was it Auntie Kim? I think took the one that was like grandkids.
Yeah.
Which was the one that you and I were in, and then when it was the whole group, I just did a self timer because I wanted to make sure everybody was just in it.
Yeah, we should have pulled up. Kevin had a couple of his friends there, and even Colton had his. We should have just brought everybody up. But either way, it was good. It worked out really
Chris
well.
Was there. And then, that just works so good. I love that shot. It's just so cool. It's so funny to me.
And then
funny,
we
but like
started-
also nice. Like it's well
Yeah.
lit. Everyone also looks decent.
Yeah.
No one's any
mostly.
funky. We got everyone not blinking. I'm like, oh my God, how did this work? Like, it's like that Last Supper painting in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super
after
fun.
that, everybody dispersed and we started the.
And then it was party till 3 a.m.
Well, we were up till 3. Yeah, not everybody, but some of us.
Most.
No, lots of people
Yeah,
had to
that's a
leave.
lie.
You know.
Most people were not up till 3. But yeah, what did we do? We had the beer pong tourney. I got knocked out of that pretty early. I'm not good at all at beer pong.
I mean,
I can't
I
shoot
really
it.
am not either, and so it was only Kevin and I were kicked out pretty quick to accept that we did all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, especially when you get down to 1 cup. It's just not fair with redemption. I feel like you should only have so many redemptions. It's stupid.
Right.
You can go on forever, and it's so unfair. We would have won 1,000,000 times if we didn't have redemption.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have it, but regardless.
I'm with you. I think in high school when we played, we had like 1 or 2 redemptions. We had a cap on the number because it was like, oh my God, we got
As
to
it
end
should.
these games. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on. It's
Yeah.
fun and all, but accept your loss, accept your win.
Yeah,
Let's
'cause
move
they can
on.
go on forever.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing a tournament.
Yeah. But that was fun. And then we camped out that night.
Hold on, you pulled out the guitars too.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So
we didn't get to
usually
music.
get-togethers with the Carrieres. My uncles will pull out the guitars, and Magnol, she's like the only one that knows what Al is playing, so she's usually the one singing. Pulls up the lyrics or knows the lyrics of singing, getting everybody to start, and around the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought your guitar, so you were able to play with Uncle Al and Jordan, my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And Guy must have been I think he was sauced, and I don't know if he was the one passed out at that time, but usually Uncle Guy will join.
Well, I'll say we played acoustic guitars around the fire outside, and then we moved up into the shop.
So he was
And then
awake
he
by
came out to the shop and played. He didn't play around the campfire with the acoustics, but then he plugged in his electric upstairs, and Al hopped on the drums, and we tried to play some stuff, but I think all of us were too sauced.
I tried to sing whatever that song was, but it was really tough.
We squeaked through a couple of things.
Using the microphone.
The better stuff was outside at the campfire, for sure.
When you couldn't really tell.
No, that was fun. Everyone was singing along. I heard everyone singing and stuff. When we were upstairs, it sounded like we were just making noise and everyone was trying to play games.
It was cool. I think I got a couple of videos on there.
We'll upload some stuff. We'll share it on the Instagram or the YouTubes here.
And then again in the man cave too, where the drums and guitars are. There's a pool table, foosball table, another beer pong table. So we're all just kind of fooling around with all of those. And then we were like, okay, we're done here, and we went back to the patio just at the house and hung out there and chit-chatted with my mom and my aunts and stuff until everybody kind of went to bed.
But your aunt brought out that charcuterie board with that salsa.
Oh my gosh.
Jeanette,
it was like
we need that salsa.
Fruit salsa.
If you're listening.
Huh?
I said, Jeanette, if you're listening, we need that salsa.
She sent it over.
She did?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I
Oh
gave
my
her a
God.
big thanks.
Yeah.
Because everybody that would walk up by us were like, come try this. It's so good.
It was delicious.
It was so fresh. So
It had like apple in it, right?
yeah,
Was that-
apple, some other things I really can't remember, but it was so appreciated. We basically ate like that whole thing.
It was like a sweet and spicy. It was so good.
Yes, jalapeno was in there for sure.
And you tasted both things. Like it wasn't too sweet. Yeah, and then it had that perfect like kick you in the throat spice. But it didn't make you cry or poop lava.
So that was good, and it was getting later and later, and 3:00 rolls around, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, well, if we feel shitty tomorrow, then we could stay here one more night. I just wasn't sure how I was gonna feel in the morning, to be honest, because had a few Budweiser during the tournament. I had pocket water though. I had a bottle of water in my pocket all the time, and I was drinking that a lot. But then I was, just drinking straight whiskey,
Yeah.
not shooting. I'm not
She's
20
sipping.
anymore.
She's classy.
Yes.
It's neat whiskey,
Yes.
not shots.
Yeah, no way. Hell no. No. So I was like, I'm not sure still. So let's just, in case, because we also were really tired. So we slept like 5.5 hours or something. It was up 8:30.
Yeah, 8:30 or 9. Well, because we're out in the backyard and like once people started to get up, they were starting to clean up a little and make noise and things. So it's like you kind of can't sleep after a certain point.
Yeah.
Which was all good though, because I still woke up feeling refreshed.
Yeah. Well, we stayed up cleaning up a little bit too the night before.
Yeah. Well, and I had been determined, like you, I was like, I don't want to repeat a Friday driving down. Like, I've got to be well enough to sit in the car and be ready to drive if you were tired.
How uncomfortable is it thrown up in a...
Yeah, it's just not even fun. Like, beyond responsibility, it just doesn't even feel good and it's not enjoyable. So I just didn't want it.
Yeah.
I was proud of both of us. I think we did a good job of having a good buzz and participating and indulging and being fun and sort of letting loose. But also, we woke up feeling all right on just a little bit of sleep.
Yeah. Just a bit tired.
Yeah. We drank water. We rested. We enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah. So we finished our cleaning up, said our goodbyes, packed up, and then woke Colton up.
Yeah. Colton was like me on Friday. Colton on Sunday was Jake on Friday.
Yeah, so Colton was sick.
He looked like a ghost from the moment I first saw him. He was whiter than our walls down here.
He was white when he showed up on Friday. That kid hasn't seen the sun in a year or something.
And he lost a shade or two from that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but it was so funny. He was sitting in the back seat behind me. And
behind the driver's seat.
Yeah. So he'd be gotta puke. He would tell us when he was gonna puke, and then he would commentary in between every time that he would throw up. It was so funny. Colton's one of the funniest kids I know. He's one of my favorite people, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was great. But the whole ride up, we had a great conversation. All of us, we talked nonstop. So he would just be like, "Oh, yeah, hold on a second."
Yeah. It was like these weird interruptions. He's the quietest puker I think I've ever met. That was the funniest part when I was like, "Are you puking?" And then you hear sort of like liquid falling in a bag. I was like, "Oh, you are."
Nasty.
But like there's nothing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a really loud puker. Like I was explaining this to you, I think, on the drive, where I believe part of my puking process is that I have to really psych myself up and convince myself that it's okay to puke. I kind of have to rally myself. So I'm like, okay, we're going to, so I'm really loud. I'm really out there. I'm like, I'll have tears coming out of my eyes, snot pouring out of my nose, and I'm like everything out of my face is leaking except my ears.
Gross.
And yeah, I'm a terrible puker. It's such a mess. It's so loud. And then Colton's back there just kind of like, I gotta like, okay, I puked.
Oh my gosh.
I loved it. I admired it so much too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's hilarious. I wish I could puke like that. I would silently puke everywhere.
Yeah. I can do that too.
But I can't. I'm a mess.
Yeah.
I can't.
But that was just the funny part is,
But does
Jake
it feel
one way, Colton the other. I was grateful that I wasn't sick at all.
You abstained from puking all weekend.
And
you didn't even have to try hard.
I am finally getting it.
It's awesome.
You can still get a good buzz on without throwing up everything the next day.
It's true. We all have to learn that.
Yeah. But we made it to Vernon, because that's where Colton lives now. So he and Coral, his partner, have been there. They just moved there, and it's super, super cute little house. So we just took a little tour before coming back to Oyama, because that's where we were staying the night.
And for those who don't know, Vernon is like how far from Kelowna, or like where is it?
How far from Kelowna? Well, if you know the area, if you know where Kelowna is, it goes Kelowna, Lake Country, where Oyama is, and Vernon. So Kelowna is about 30 minutes from Oyama, I'd say. So Lake Country.
South. 30 minutes south of Vernon.
Yeah, I don't know the direction, but
it's south.
And then Vernon, is, I think, where Colton is about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
from Oyama.
And then Kelowna's like we said, about 4 hours from Vancouver, Langley, like
Yeah, it's about
from that area.
4.5. I mean, yeah.
So it's up in the interior.
Yep.
It's the wine growing region. Lots of lakes. Very dry desert climate. Very different.
Very dry, where all the fires happen.
Yeah. Beautiful. And it was my first time really experiencing the area. I had driven through it on my way to Banff years and years ago, but just passed through, you know. Never spent time there, never really saw anything of it.
Yeah, and I grew up in Oyama, so I really wanted to share with Jake where I live, because I do love Oyama. It's just it's so it's always been a tourist place, but I've always said it's a place where you raise your young children or you retire, because it's just no place for somebody in their 20s or again 30s or whatever, unless you have kids or you're touristing.
Well,
or you're camping.
We could say it is a place for that, but there's such limited opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's a seasonal type of employment.
Yeah, super small town. I used to work at the corner store there for like 6 years or something. It was my first real job. Mm-hmm. Still love it. Still miss it. Would go back if I lived there. So we did. We dropped Colton off. We had done.
Well, if I could jump in for a second, I would say that was another huge factor in deciding if we should fly or drive, because we talked about being able to drive, and it was like, oh, well, you had that Monday off work. So we didn't have an immediate rush to be back, like, so you could work at 9 a.m. Monday.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, we never got a chance to go to Oyama before we moved here. I've wanted to see it because of the way you talked about it, and just to see, like, the place where all these stories you told me happened. Mm-hmm. And so that was another huge deciding factor, where it was like, no, we need to go at least take a quick peruse through Oyama. Like, we'll come back and enjoy it more, but I want to just see it, get a sense for it. And your friend Beth, your good friend Beth, was in town too. So it seemed like the timing of it, we just thought, for sure, no, just drive.
Yeah.
Go enjoy yourselves, see these things, have these great experiences, and get to know each other a little more and where we came from. And for me too, to get to know just, I think, more of your family outside of you. Right? Like, I feel like I got to know Colton a lot better on that trip too. Just from chatting for hours on the way up or listening to him talk. And even Joseph. Joseph was really chatty too that night.
I know, he's really coming out of his shell there.
But anyhow, sorry, back on to...
I should backtrack just a tad bit. We, before we dropped Colton off, we drove by our old house because he hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it, obviously, in a long time. You've never seen it.
Do we remember how long it was since Colton had seen it?
No idea.
Okay.
Not Colton. I have no idea, but it's been a long time for me. And from what we could see, it looks pretty good. They're maintaining it pretty well. It's just not as... My mom really took very, very good care of the yard and the garden and stuff there. It's just not the same, but it definitely looks good. So that makes me happy.
But I should say, maybe for you, Rini, it looked like the garden itself was like, okay, give her a couple of weeks there and she'll have it straightened out.
Who?
Your mom. Like, just for the state of the garden. Yeah. Like, because it didn't look horrific.
No. It just needed some...
It's not what she would... It's not the standard she would keep it to, but it also felt like, okay. Just a little bit of love.
Yeah.
And it'll be back.
Yeah. And then when we were up there, because we lived up on Old Mission Road, which is up on the hill. Oyama's right between two lakes. Kalamalka Lake, which goes all the way to Vernon, and Wood Lake, which comes from Winfield to Oyama. So it's the place to be. It's a destination spot. It's beautiful. So when we were up there, I'm like, I hope you feel jealous. I'm so glad I could show you this now, because it's a 10 minute walk down the hill to get to the lake. Mm-hmm. From where we used to live. And it's sad because there's no reason.
2-minute bike ride.
Or a 2-minute ride. Yeah. Yeah, right across from the corner store. And yeah, it was great. Dropped Colton off, and then accidentally on our way back, because they built a highway behind the house. So really, to get to Oyama from Winfield, you have to take this. It's called Palm Wash Way. It's a, what was it, 30 kilometer, 50 kilometer, maybe actually 50 kilometers, a boardwalk kind of thing where people can walk down. There's a dog park. There's beach fronts and biking. So because the highway's up there, where you can go regular speed. But coming back, I've missed turning off into Oyama, and we went all the way back to Winfield over that dumbass highway.
But it was okay because I got to have my first screamer.
Yeah, and then later we found out that the Oyama General Store now has screamers. Jeez. I would have rather given them our money, but...
And for those non-Canadian listeners who are like, what the hell is a screamer? It's a slushie with soft serve vanilla ice cream.
It's so good.
And so I got lime slushie with the vanilla soft serve, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was great. I got to find more. I hear the Circle K and Airdrie here has screamers.
Oh, yeah.
According to my cousin and his daughter. What is that relationship? What is she? Like, cousin? What's your cousin's kids' relationship to you?
Who are you talking about in particular?
I'm just saying the name. Like Hashev's my cousin.
It would be a first cousin.
First cousin. Okay.
So you have your cousin, and then you have your first cousin.
Gotcha.
And then if Sadie had kids, that would be your second cousin? I only know the first cousin part.
Okay.
But we're all
Good
aunts
enough.
and uncles, so it's all very, very confusing.
Exactly. Call it what you want.
Anyways.
Anyhow, got my first screamer.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, and then headed back around to Beth was staying at her parents' place in Oyama, and so we stayed there. They were gracious enough to let us camp in the yard and made us dinner, and we had some drinks.
Delicious Thai burgers that she made.
Oh, yeah, they were really good.
Oh, my God. That was so good.
Just chit-chatted and stuff, and then really didn't do a whole lot that night. It was one night there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just hung out and visited. Had some food and drinks and asleep, and we had a great morning. They sent us off with some coffee. We stopped by the Oyama General so you could visit with Corey.
We had to stop by the OG so I could see my old boss. Anytime I'm around, I always go to say hi because he's one of the best bosses I've ever had. And every time I go into the store, I'm like ready to work. There's things that aren't getting done that I want to do. It might just be because I saw it wasn't done yet, you know. It's just, I can't help it. I was there for so long and I loved it. Miss it. So much drama, but still one of the best jobs.
Yeah. Well, you consistently tell me it was like your favorite job.
Yeah.
Like if I could do anything.
Yeah. I haven't found anything exactly yet that feels as fun as that was.
Yeah.
Just like ever searching for the right job, the right thing to do. It's tough. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah. Well, I find it so awesome because in a small town like Oyama, that store it's like the town liquor store. It's the post office. It's where you get your, like the things you forgot at the grocery store. Yeah. You go get your morning coffee and
lottery.
Listen to the gossip. Yeah, people
got
on the lottery tickets. They got screamers now.
Even across the street, the Oyama General Store has they rent paddle boards and e-bikes. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
So we'll put this down we'll put the website down in the show notes here, so you can go see. There's tons of campgrounds around too. So I advise everybody to go up to Oyama and enjoy yourselves. Go to the lakes, do some camping, check out the Oyama General Store. Even right on the patio of the general store, there's a OKF Grill. So, you know, burgers and stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it was a wonderful place. I almost wished we'd had more time to kill there because I wanted to just hang out between those lakes. It was cool. You look left, there's a lake and a beautiful, like, scene of mountains going into lakes, and then you look right and it's the same damn thing but a little different. Like
Yeah.
another beautiful lake with gorgeous the blue and the Kalamalka.
Kalamalka, yeah.
Yeah, the colors in that lake I couldn't get over because there was these deep rich blues and then these sort of turquoisey emeraldy patches, and like some of the most
And
gorgeous
the deep,
water I've
dark
seen.
spots. Now,
Yeah.
if anybody has ever heard of the Ogopogo, that's where the Ogopogo lives. And the Ogopogo can go through the tunnels underneath and go to the Okanagan Lake and Wood Lake and all over the lakes.
Through the secret tunnels
Yeah.
that connect the lakes.
Yeah.
I love
But we
it.
had a great visit. I got an Oyama General Store hat. They've got lots of cool souvenirs there now too. And just was able to see Corey's wife Virginia, who I have not seen in a really, really long time because she's always doing something busy or whatever, not around. And they live just above the store. Did I tell you that?
Oh no, like
Yeah.
on site?
Yeah, they live
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
in the store above it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to what was above the store, so
Yep, it's like
nice.
suite upstairs.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's a great place to live.
Yeah,
Like right there. And then you just walk downstairs and you're like, there's my coffee.
exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so nostalgic. I forget a lot of things until I was rolling around there, being like this and that and whatever.
Yeah. Well, just being there, I could see. I'm like, what a great place to grow up.
So we'll start now that we have thought about it, and I have somebody to go up there with.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to make that at least maybe it'd be nice to do a yearly thing and just spend a weekend or a week or something camping up there, because there's so many places in Oyama you can camp. And if we didn't want to, stay on a campsite, we could always call up Beth's dad, Dave, can we stay?
Yeah, exactly. I love it. And I compare it to, like, I grew up looking across the street to Greg's garage, like, yeah, it was amazing being up there and seeing, wow, like, you got to grow up just looking out at this, and you could ride a bike down a hill and just F off at the lake, goof off with friends.
Mm-hmm. There's no gas
Some
station in
paddleboards.
Oyama.
Yeah, but when you're young and you're living there, you don't need it.
There's the Oyama General Store, the convenience store, the Oyama Community Club, which has the Legion there as well, and the Oyama Traditional School now. So it's an elementary school. So
And the Canadian Legion is, what is it, like
Canadian
a
Legion?
retirement
Isn't it a veterans?
veterans organization, but they're mostly known for having bars.
That's all I know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, I really couldn't tell you what else the Legion does, but I know they have bars and they serve cheap drinks, and a lot of veterans hang out there and drink.
Yeah, and they do like meat draws, I think, and
Oh yeah, the one in Hope was doing
Wednesday dart nights, and
they're lovely community organizations that has a bar, and that's why most people go there, is to drink and hang out and play games. But they do a lot of great community work as well.
yeah. So.
Shout out to the Legions of Canada. I love them. Love them.
Yeah, so enough about that, because I feel like we could really talk about Oyama. For
We'll do an Oyama special.
Yeah, but I think maybe after our next trip there,
Totally.
we get a little bit more info.
Yep.
But then the next day we headed out pretty early, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
What time did we? Oh, sorry, we left Beth's dad's early, but we stayed at the store for a little bit chatting with Corey.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what time we actually got out of there, but Drew, sorry, can you cut that out? Jake was driving home,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt like it took much longer to get home.
It was a slow roll into Calgary.
It said we were like 6 hours and 20 minutes from Oyama home, yet it feels like we didn't get home till fucking late.
I think it took about that 6.5 hours. I think Google was pretty right on. It just drug.
Really?
Yeah. Because we got home just before 6 p.m. And I think we had left around, what was it? By the time we got done chatting with Corey and stuff, it must have been 10:30. Plus the 6. Oh, no, maybe a bit longer then. I don't know.
It's all a bit of a blur there, but it took a long time.
Yeah. And traffic felt ridiculous.
Yeah, we almost got hit.
Yeah. Someone was doing an illegal overtake across Rogers Pass in the
really
opposite
scary.
direction traffic. So, like, I had to swerve out. Thankfully, we had 2 lanes on our side, and there was nobody next to us in that lane, so I could swerve over there. But, yeah, if it was single lane or if there was someone there, we would have been
Smashed. Yeah.
I think I still would have hit someone to our right.
Yeah.
I think that still would have been better than a head-on. But
yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It was still sketchy.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is out there. If you're in Canada and you're driving right now, be fucking smart, please. Like, I'm just going to shout that out right now because I'm angry about this still.
How that guy even thought at any time that it was full, like all lanes full.
I'm like, we all know traffic sucks. We all know it's there, but stop doing fucking illegal shit. Like, when it's double lines, no crossing, and there's oncoming traffic, just don't.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you.
There's no point.
That's my rant for the day. Sorry, but fuck. It was a really irritating drive home in that regard. It felt like there was a lot of just stupid people who were very antsy and anxious and wished they were there 40 minutes ago. And it's like, you know what? I think all of us in our driving habits need to calm the fuck down and just realize it'll take what it'll take. Mm-hmm. And you'll get there. Just get there safe.
Yeah.
Because if I have to hit someone head on, oh my God. Well, if I'm not dead, I'll be killing them.
Yeah. So we're lucky there. I was slow to react, or else I may have been more, upset.
It was very upsetting.
Yeah.
I get very upset by traffic because it's such simple rules.
Well, that was scary too. I mean, when I finally caught on what was going on.
Yeah. I'm like, it's mountain. I hate mountain driving for that reason. I think there's too many people who don't know mountain driving out there driving in mountains, and it's irritating me nowadays. But
we made it home. We made it home safe.
We did.
It's I'm not gonna lie, it feels a lot more peaceful here.
Mm-hmm.
Even driving just in Langley to the store that was not far away took so fucking long.
An outing in Calgary can take you 20 minutes. An outing in the Lower Mainland, BC, takes you an hour.
Yeah.
That's how I think of it. There's no quick runarounds down there. It's too crowded. Too many people.
Yeah.
But all that to say, we had a wonderful time. All of those aggravations were worth it.
It was fun.
All of it was worth it. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. And now we have one or two more trips before we are not going anywhere until next year summer.
Mm-hmm. And 2 more trips. Just thankful for the generosity of family to make them happen.
Yeah, we're going to go see your family next. It won't be a reunion or any sort of thing like that, but at least we get to go visit some people, some family. So
yeah, we're going to go spend the Labor Day weekend with my parents in Spokane. And then we're going to go see my brother in North Carolina. Which will
be fun for me because I've never been.
Yeah, you haven't met my brother yet.
And I haven't met your bro.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun first meeting.
We're coming, Jordy! Look out!
We'll see you soon.
Now he can really check to see if I'm okay.
Yeah. We'll get the final warrant approval.
Yeah, the final warrant approval. Yes, there you go. I like that.
Well, I feel like I got the grand carrier approval. I got invited into the group shot. I'm like, that.
You were there. You made it.
I know, but just being in the photo too, I'm like, that just.
I never have to worry about you because you're charming, you're easy, you're easygoing, fun, and
I'm not easy.
That's a lie. Anyhow, I think that's it. I think I'm done chatting.
Yeah, that's pretty much our weekend.
Yeah.
If you've made it this far, thank you for listening to the whole thing. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you were entertained. We love you and appreciate you for listening.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Have a great day. Bye.
Peace out.